NXT took place last night in the Performance Center, and you had the show start off with a number one contenders match for the NXT Women's Championship. The winner would face Io Shirai at NXT TakeOver 30 the night before SummerSlam. And you had Rhea Ripley taking on Dakota Kai. Rhea Ripley, I want to point out, I guess she dyed her hair blonde and she changed her hair a little bit. I like it better actually like this. And you had Dakota Kai, her opponent, and looking, at the semantics of the match, Rhea Ripley in a fight would rip Dakota Kai apart because Dakota Kai is so small and Ripley is obviously very jacked. She'd rip this chick apart, but they told a really good story here. They had a very entertaining matchup. It was really good. You had going through the match, it went back and forth. You had moments where it looked like Rhea Ripley was going to win, but Dakota Kai would kick out. There was moments Dakota Kai was going to win, Rhea Ripley kicked out. I enjoyed it, and they set up a good matchup, I think, for TakeOver, and that was with Dakota Kai. And how did Dakota Kai win? Well, that was when Mercedes Martinez interferes near the end. Martinez attacks Rhea Ripley. She hits her with a running boot in the face, and then this was when Ripley's in the apron. Referee didn't see it. Dakota Kai puts her in the ring. She hits her with her G2 kick and her go-to kick, and then Dakota Kai pins Ripley after the match. Martinez attacks Ripley again, and and then she hits an air raid crash after the match, and Ripley's nose is actually busted open, and it sets up a good a feud for Rhea Ripley. So Pat McAfee's on commentary, and they're going to play up the Adam Cole thing. Yeah, Bronson Reed against Shane Thorne. Not very good. I thought this was very average. Bronson Reed gets the win. There's a lot of people on NXT I just don't care about. There's moments where I think people would turn into AEW, stuff like this. Not the women's match, when you get stuff like this, I don't care much. Breezango arrives to the arena, but I don't know why they're still employed. It should have been released. You had Mackenzie Mitchell, half the match is very beautiful. Have you noticed? She is. I think Kathy Kelly is still my favorite, though, of the women's interviews. But she interviews the Robert Stone brand, who another person who should be released. There's a lot of shit on NXT that needs to go. I wish Hunter and Sean would be more pragmatic and start just getting rid of some of these guys who are just are dragging down the TV show. I think these guys are hurting their ratings. I think when you have people like Robert Stone on your TV, you want to turn into AEW. So he had him with Martinez there, and they also have who's part of it? They're stable or whatever, and they're not done with Rhea Ripley. You had Damian Priest taking on Oney Lorcan and Ridge Holland in a triple threat match, qualifying match for the ladder match. Solid matchup here, good triple threat match. Damian Priest gets the win. You had a very entertaining match. I thought it was well done. I thought it was good. Even though these guys aren't really big stars, you did get a good match, and it sets up Damian Priest to be in the ladder match at TakeOver 30. Next, you had the North American champion Keith Lee taking on Cameron Grimes, or the NXT champion Keith Lee taking on Cameron Grimes in a non-title match. You had a good match here by Keith Lee. I thought he did well here. Thought he dominated for a while. Cameron Grimes is all right, but I thought this was a good showing for Keith Lee. It goes back and forth for a bit, but Lee eventually puts him away. He chopped down Grimes, and he nails him with some sort of arm line, and he hits a spirit bomb, and he gets a 3, so Keith Lee wins. And then the arena lights go out, and you hear Scarlett's voice boom over the loudspeaker. Scarlett, I love Scarlett. And then Karrion Kross appears on the video screen with a message for Keith Lee. Kross had attacked and laid out several wrestlers. His message was he wants a title match. That's what we're going to get. It'll be interesting to see who wins that, because I don't think they should beat Karrion Kross as quickly. William Regal announced Dexter Lumis suffered an ankle injury, and Lumis is out of the ladder match, and Gargano or Finn Balor dropped the fall in their qualifying match. They both want consideration. There's also Rich Holland on tonight's show. You had El Legado, the Fantasmo, and stuff with Fandango. I had to skip this. I'm sorry, I don't care. You had a vignette highlight the Undisputed Era as they remain champions. It looks like they're going to turn babyface, which I'm not too high on. I think they don't even need to be healed. They can just be, people like, a stable people will cheer for. They don't really need to turn heel. You had Pat McAfee on commentary. Then you had Tegan Nox take on Indy Hartwell. Tegan's someone who they want to push. I like Tegan Nox. I think she has a lot of potential. She's very attractive. And she's decent in the ring. She got a win over Indy Hartwell. Match was solid. She was getting beat up for a while, but then she makes a comeback and she hits the Shawnee Switzer for the 3, and Tegan Knox gets the victory. Announced for next week, you have a triple threat qualifying match. You have Kushida return to face Cameron Grimes. Then you had Damian Priest against Bronson Reed, and you also had Danny Burch against Karrion Kross. And then in the main event, you have an 8-man tag. You had Imperium, which is Marcel Barthel, and a tag team match. You had Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner of Imperium taking on Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish in the Undisputed Era, with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong with them. And of course, this is the main event, the NXT Tag Team Title match. Imperium has gone the best of the Undisputed Era. I don't know if we were back in January. I think they beat them on that World Collide show, if I'm not mistaken. So they've gone the best of the Undisputed Era. Solid matchup here. I enjoyed it. Both teams are very talented. It was a fun match. You had Bartel make a save. He hits a really good springboard moonsault to Kyle O'Reilly later in the match. You had Adam Cole go to confront Pat McAfee at the booth. Cole cut a promo on McAfee telling him to knock it off with the jokes. McAfee begged off and Cole turned to walk away. McAfee remarked that Cole was an angry elf, which was pretty funny. He overheard and he walks back to the booth. He throws water in McAfee's face. Cole screams at McAfee. Roderick Strong comes over to hold him back. Referees and officials, including Shawn Michaels and Triple H, come out to pull him apart. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are distracted, and that allows Eichner and Bartel to strike Fish with the European Bomb and retain the titles. McAfee was leaving, but he turns back to confront Cole. McAfee tells Cole for the rest of his life, Cole will be a tiny, itty bitty, shorty little bitch. That was good. Officials hold Cole back as he lunged for McAfee. Cole had crawled on top of the broadcast booth when McAfee punted him with a kick. That was funny. Cole took a face first bump, leading on the floor in a heap. Triple H jumped on the melee, and they tried to stuff McAfee, and McAfee is clearly playing the heel. This was really entertaining, and I'm looking forward to seeing him having a match. I thought this worked really well. I enjoyed it. I thought this was actually a really fun angle. And it's just some of the best stuff in wrestling right now, this angle. Whether you like Pat McAfee and you don't like seeing a non-wrestler in this position, I think it's actually very entertaining right now.